Hop. Okay, perfect. Should be live also here. Don't know why it's not working there. We are gonna start in few minutes. Just take. Okay, so this one, and this one. Okay. Hop. Okay, nice. Okay, it's working on X. Perfect. So, yes, nice. Welcome everyone. Happy to be here. I'm live on YouTube, Binance Square, and X. I think yes, it should work. So, yeah, welcome. Before we start, please let me know if you can see my screen and we can start if everything is good. Let's go. I think on Telegram there might be some bug. Okay, but I will delete it. Okay. So do you see my screen on X? I think it's okay. Yeah. Okay, it should be the case. So that's perfect. It's working to me. Nice. Okay, nice. So let me know if you are okay with the chart and the song, and we can start. I will check Bitcoin first. I did not check this one since yesterday. I just switched on the computer a few minutes ago. Okay. Up. Check, and we can start. So Bitcoin, I see someone call for Aster, Solana. Okay, I will go for it, and we can start on time. That's cool. Check. I also took a position on this one, MLN, because if we hold here, the pump potential will be very high, in my opinion, and it might be the case. I also shared AYA, USDT. It pumped from 1.1 to $2. That was insane play. Almost 100% gain on both sides, on long and on short, recently. Yeah. Thea Van, okay, I see your chart request, so that's cool. Yeah. So let's go for Bitcoin first before we start to have a direction. I think we are, very neutral as I expected. Bitcoin is very tricky. I will be very quick on it because the view I shared few days ago is pretty similar on the previous stream. I see a very bearish retest likely, so I'm pretty sure that we are gonna fall at least to visit maybe 100, but if we fall, the 100k is likely not gonna hold. 100k is a lower case support, 100k dollars, but judging by the Ichimoku configuration, I think that we are gonna see a big dump, at least to visit this level, maybe 92, and if we fall 78, 79 or 80, but it looks like a bearish retest currently. You see on the weekly, that's, yeah, we got the breakout of the Tenkan here on the weekly. So we pumped exactly to retest the 50% fib from this high to this low. So usually when we see a bearish trend, that's the basics of trading. Usually, yeah, when there is a bearish trend or a bullish move, yeah, you see, you often retest the 50% fib before going lower or higher depending of the trend side. But this time this is very clean. We are very neutral on the H4. So on the short term, I guess that the price, yeah, is very neutral, likely from the previous low to the previous high on the previous big dump. Yeah, so short term we are very neutral, still stuck inside this box, exactly as I predicted on the last stream. If you, yeah, MLN is gonna pump. If you look at my previous Bitcoin outlook, so on this channel, so I share every Bitcoin view to track it easier. Yeah, on the last view that was insane. If you look at my setup, so same happened, neutral area, 112k, 116 are the K resistances. Look at this setup, that was very accurate. We got that retest on the green box. You see the tricky zone because this support is still holding at the moment. We got a nice reaction, but to be simple for now, it's holding. So the K support is holding at the moment, but I expect to see, yeah, further bear move. But that's very tricky because there is a lot of volatility. Trump is gonna speak if I'm right about tariff news. So everything can happen until we are this range zone. Globally, to sum up, as long as there is no bull break above 116, there is nothing to do with bulls for me. And if we break under on the H4, yeah, H4 candle close, if we break and close under 105 an H4 candle close, then it could trigger a bearish move toward, yeah, 100. And if we fall to hold the 100k, then that could unleash a very red move, sorry. But yeah, overall bullish above 100k if you follow my previous stream. Very neutral right now. Long term, if you demand the monthly, for me, long term, nothing changed. We are still bullish on the monthly, okay? If you look at the monthly view, it's been now 4 months in a row that we are hanging between, yeah, 101 and 125. So the breakout, the monthly break of this box here will be very huge. Yeah, because that's a long-term consolidation play, and if we break the monthly view, the uptrend is still active. It's still valid, the long-term uptrend. So we are very bullish on the monthly. People say that Bitcoin dumped a lot. No, it only corrects 10%, but your altcoin dumped 60%. So that's why people are too scared to join this market. But we are still clearly bullish on the monthly basis. So there is nothing to worry about Bitcoin. The bull pressure remain pretty consistent, especially because of the ETF and the others macro adoption and adoption on Bitcoin globally by states, by company, by institution. So on this, we have still fresh bull pressure. I mean every weeks, but yeah, you see the middle of this zone, same panic breakout could happen. What I mean by this is if the long-term trend for some reason is break, then that could unleash another big sell-off. But for now, if we hold above 92, as I said, 92 and 100k inside this range, there is no reason to see further dump, and it looks more realistic to see a trend continuation, because usually when you consolidate, from my experience, if it was a top of a long-term trend, you won't have such consolidation like that. You would have seen something like this with a sharp retracement, or likely a triple top pattern or a double top, meaning that as long as we consolidate, you see the Kijun keep moving upward. This area between the Tenkan Kijun is gonna be how can I say, steeper, closer, yeah, meaning that we are likely consolidating for a next bullish wave. So fundamentals are very good for Bitcoin. Macro uptrend still very bullish, but short term is the problem. We are very tricky. So bull breakout could happen, but 92k could be retested, and if we fall, then 78 or 80k. So that's the same view I gave you every month, every week almost on my live stream. So nothing changed. We have the same bias, very neutral, money rotation into the altcoin market. So that's why you have a lot of altcoin which are pumping with a huge volatility, because that's how the market works. You can have some coin bearish because Bitcoin is dumping, and you can have some others bullish. So this is very important. As long as we are still stuck inside this yellow zone, we are still into a consolidation phase. So there is no direction. Okay, so I see some people calling for a bear market, but surely not for now. And you know, if Bitcoin for me break above the 80H, that could really make some large cap explode because of the previous dips, and most of alts are still in very hard discount price. And this 4 months 80H breakout, if it happened, could really give confidence on the market for further price increase on most of altcoin. So that's my view on Bitcoin. And you have I see someone want to see Aster. You can comment your alt pick. Volatility is very, very huge. Liquidation also, we saw 20 billion liquidation event in few minutes. That's totally absurd. Even someone in my group had 50k with 2 leverage in few minutes, wiped out, vanished. So that's absurd. That's why even with stop loss you can lose, because if you see a 50 or 60% bearish move like it happened on Atom or so, your stop loss on the order book could not have been filled, meaning that even if you have a set a stop loss, your fund could have disappear from your account. So that's why it's never a good option to hold futures, especially for your long-term invest. That's why spot market is for me the best because everything you have on spot is your money. There is no fund you handle, you give to the exchange. So okay, you don't lend your money to the exchange, so that's your. So Solana, Aster, and for today, which one? MLN. Yeah, MLN. I'm still in position. I will show you why I'm holding here. But if we break down, that will be very tricky. But the risk reward is very huge here for me. Because, yeah, we are still at the 50% fib retest macro time frames. On the monthly, we are also on the weekly. Yeah. We are still at the lower golden pocket. The daily view looks like it's a true breakout for me, but we are neutral now. Likely 7.00 or 5.8. But if the price hold here and if we are forming a wall bottom like that, then like most of altcoin after 50, maybe let's say 55, if we saw a final dump, then I'm pretty sure that we are gonna see another 50-20% plus retracement. So you often have the same structure on altcoin. When you break on the macro time frames, you often have 30, 40, 50, even 60% of dump correction, and after that you consolidate on the previous breakout level. Exactly, let me show you. You see the break here. That's very tricky because it's very red right now, but for me that's the best time to jump in. Maybe with some partial this year because the volatility can be big, but I'm pretty sure that we are gonna see another leg up. Maybe in few hours, few days, to revisit likely the $10, more likely 12 or even higher. Yeah, so that's why I'm taking my chance on this one. Why not? Yeah, as I said, to see a wall bottom like this makes sense. And this is not a financial advice, so before you follow, please review the chart and be agree. You have to be agree with the content I share because I'm not responsible of your losses, and leverage can be very risky. So this is not a financial advice. And that's it for MLN. So I took entry at 8.4, waiting for some bull vibes around that support. So Aster and Solana. Okay, we can go for it. I will keep an eye on MLN. Did you see Aya I posted? That's insane. 100% up in bull and 200% 2 days ago. So we took 2 leg up. That was insane. Aster on Binance maybe. It's only on futures. No. Okay. So go for this one because. Okay. Oh, that was the setup I gave you. You see the market volatility. My view was good here, but if you look at the short term, yeah, not good really. But the finality is that the medium term outlook was right, but the short term, you can have one news, boom, you pump, exit pump before the remaining. So Aster, let's see if we can do something with this one. The hype was very strong. I called for it because everyone in few weeks ago were like, go, it will pump to $10. I was almost the only one called for it to move to $1. because you know when the crowd, when the social media hype is very strong, you should not follow it and be careful, because I think that most of people who bought very early are not gonna do the same mistakes they did in the last bull run. You have a lot more people taking their gain quickly because the market global investment for people have changed. In the few previous bull run period, many people like me, including myself, waited too many time on 10x gain, 500% gain. That's why now people are taking very more cautious and exit their liquidities with their gain much faster. So the volatility also increased a lot in this cycle, because old people that were here on the few bull cycle know that there is no real money if you don't cash out and if you are still on the market, except for long-term confidence and long-term bet that you could hold for a few years. But that should be only a few parts of your portfolio if you have a good risk management and if you do a money rotation on your invest. So Aster, let me show you. Yeah, I think it was on the two live stream earlier. I shared about Aster, but I like the structures here. If you look at Aster, yeah, looks good. We have a kind of bottom. We don't have historical resistances and support, historical support, but just judging by the structures, I see a very interesting trend retest here. Can be the start of a good bottom. We are still, if you look at the H4 outlook, that's the best time frame to check, because weekly. Oh, let me just check something on the weekly. Yeah, just because if we take out the fib from the low to the top. Okay, nice. We touch the 0.7x6 fib. So Aster can really be at a good 60%. You see the magic happen. It's like fractal, you know, on the market. It's like the things you have in the nature. Many things are called like fractal, and psychology reflect it. So I think that Aster here on this long-term weekly fib level can be at a very good bottom before to see. You see also the reversal structure here. Yeah. So, and you have likely a bullish divergence. Yeah. Easy. You see. So Aster looks like a very good long position, because we are down 60% from the top. We are exactly correcting at the 0.76 fib. You have also a beautiful this is I don't know the name of this pattern, but I know this is likely Adam and Eve. No, I don't know about but I know that that's a bullish bullish structures forming here. If you look at, and usually this, if we retest this zone and if we hold, I will put my setup, but I think that Aster is gonna pump higher. Yeah, if you look at the H2 outlook, no, that was the H4. Don't remember how I place my trend. Yeah, that's on the H2 view. Okay, perfect. If you look at this view, so from the previous, it's not exactly like that. Can put like this or like this, but it looks like yeah, you have a bullish divergence on the RSI. I will also check on Ichimoku to give you a potential target. But for Aster, yeah, I think that we are hitting the K bottom. So meaning that even if Bitcoin is gonna dump, I don't think that Aster is gonna break more. Because if you should understand something, if you start the strong downtrend from this level, from the 80H, if Bitcoin dump, your volatility on the bearish side will be very strong. But if you are at a weekly or monthly bottom, even if Bitcoin dump, meaning that here you have a lot of buy pressure, a lot of buyers that are interesting to buy. So this is it compensates the sell pressure you could have in a bear trend. So we can have a kind of cup and handle also here if you look at. And so very interesting. I will also take a long position, I think, on Aster, because I know this is a hype token and many people keep an eye on it. They are waiting for some reversal sign to buy, but with my TA, I think that we are very early. So meaning that if we can jump under around $1, then we can take a full move, because we are entering before the crowd. They are gonna likely enter at this level breakout. Yeah, you see also Ichimoku is clear. So look at the H1 view, for example. Yeah. So since the $1.5, we have crossed only one time the cloud here, but rejected. So meaning that we are gonna reverse the trend, and we can likely target, for me, yeah, 1.25, something like this. Yeah, 1.25. I think that we are gonna see a reversal in trend on Aster. We are still neutral, but very interesting to see. Yeah, we have Shinku head reversal structure, reversal sign also on the H4. You see here. So 1.10, 1.1950 and 1.31 and 1.25. Yeah, can be very good swing setup for me. And stop loss under the low, but yeah, only 8%, and can target 20%. So that's a good swing setup with a good risk reward for me here, because we have everything tending to say for me that, yeah, maybe inverse and shoulders pattern with the head here, leg up here, leg down, and likely if we can complete yeah, 0.98 maybe, in case of liquidity trap, or because we are still neutral. Yeah, so that's my view on Aster. What's yours? But I'm bullish. Yeah, looks like we are gonna start a new trend, at least if we hold above 0.93, because that's a long-term fib level, and most of times the market is reacting. And you see this structures, looks like a falling wedge also. Yeah, looks very clean. Falling wedge. So you have bullish reversal structures, K fib level. Usually most of time prices tend to react on this level. 60% correction from the top. So for me, yeah, that's the green zone is likely to be here for a long term, medium term bull. And if you look at the H4, we can have something like this. Yeah, and maybe 1.6 if bulls are, and 1.3, and yeah, here. So risk reward is very good here for a spot, in my opinion. What do you think about this one? Let me know. So this is an H4 view, likely to play, I think, few days, maybe 1 week play here. Because if you look, we started the wage the 10th October, 14 days, so 2 weeks. So if we can break out and move to 1.6 in 1 week or 2 weeks, that will be a very good swing outlook. And it makes sense for me because Aster is a very hype token. So if Bitcoin stay stable and consolidate, I guess that bulls will be present again to buy this one, because that was a previous very high token, 60% correction from the top, often a good spot to take a position. So what do you think about this one? Let me know. Hop. Go for Solana if you want. If you are here. Solana. Whoa. We touched the lowest bottom I gave you. Remember, I charted this one a few weeks ago. I called for this dump to happen, but we touched even the lower demand zone. You see, wow, this support is a very long-term support. That could be a turning point if we break under. So that's also demand zone is also here. For Solana, I will take less time to chart it, just giving, yeah. So you have a strong demand zone here on Solana. We are inside the green box for support, and you have the POC point plus, yeah, this area. Yeah, so at 45, let's say so. Okay. Currently on Solana, the uptrend is still holding. We are on a demand zone. I guess that we are very neutral. Yeah, we are still bearish on the daily basis. Very neutral on the H4, but it looks like a triple bottom. Yeah, structures can be a triple bottom. So we are still very neutral under the main downtrend. You have the open drive candle, which is here. So meaning if we break above the downtrend, we have a gap to be filled toward this level. You see this zone, very neutral. It can break on both sides, but we are on a very solid demand zone. So as long as we are above 174, I think that bulls are still in control, because there is a lot of buyback, solid buy pressure into this zone. The goal now is to find the direction, but that's very tricky because we are very neutral. Yeah, so Solana, very hard to say right now. I won't try to do it on the long term if we are still under $204 under the Kijun right there. We can, most possible scenario for me, could be, yeah, the next move likely a pump to retest the Kijun, so the 50% fib right there. As long as we are above 175 and this low, we can easily retest the 205, 203. But depending on the reaction here, because that's a K point, 50% fib, then we could see another pump or another break upward, but we are still very neutral. There is a lot of resistance to be break, so that's very tricky. The daily is still bearish, so I won't try to buy now, as I said. And I really have no, yeah, look at the weekly also, that's very tricky. When you are like that on Ichimoku, when you are inside the cloud, this is a very unstable area and it's indecision phase, meaning that for many weeks you can see a lot of move like this from high to low, and you have a doji also on the weekly. So yeah, if we see a weekly candle close above the SSB here, 195, then that could be a good point. But if we saw a weekly close under 170, then I guess that we are gonna fall toward 140. So for now, we have to monitor a breakout here or a breakout above that zone. But on the bull side, you have a lot of big resistances. So I don't think that the price is gonna explode because you have a lot of K resistances. So likely, for me, if we break by the upside, we have a good take profit area around 205 and 210. And if we break above 210, then 220, 22. But we could see a lot of fake move because of the market news, Fed decision rate or something like this. So that's not impossible to see another scam pump to grab liquidities before to see another dump, because Bitcoin is likely to dump. So if Bitcoin test upper levels and nuke toward 92, then it's possible to see Solana dumping lower with Bitcoin, because it's very correlated with Bitcoin. Solana, Chainlink, Ethereum, they are most correlated with Bitcoin. So yeah, that's my pick for Solana. Very tricky, no price direction, and bearish if we stay under 205, and cautious with long position right now. For bulls, we have to push above 220, yeah, as I said. So bull case will be good if we can consolidate above this level before to see ATH, yeah, ATH vibes breakout. So that's my pick for Solana. Sometimes it's like this, very very hard to play because no direction. Bearish bias for the medium term. Short term, I don't know honestly. Can do this or can do this. Very hard to say, but I think that we can see some others price move downward. So I did Aster, Solana. If you have some question or if you are not agree with my lines, just let me know. I can explain more in detail if you want, but I will try to pick other charts. Can be a bearish channel, so if we it can be, this trend can if we dump to 155, because it's also a big big demand zone. So that's it for Solana. Hype, yeah, okay, for hype. Go for hype. Yeah. Go for hype. Can I reshare the stream? I don't know if I can share the stream on Twitter. Yeah, that's here. So there is 200 people live on X also. Hype, yeah, hyper liquid. That could be the same vibe as Aster. This is very volatile. Yeah, you see the trap. The trap was here. That was a big trap here on the last pump, double top. If you zoom, we had a huge unclean double top. That was the long-term reversal alert. Here, breakout of the low, breakout of the trend, retest of the main uptrend. So that's not 100% accurate, but globally that's match with my lines. Currently, oh, that's not a bad chart at all for the next, because I like how the price is consolidating here. You see, we can likely target, because that's a bull correction here. We got the perfect retest of the fib. Now we are free to move on the daily. Yeah, but the weekly is very tricky. Dragging span still above prices, which is good. Usually a good spot for another bull move. So I place the K levels. I think that the chart looks good for same as Aster. You see the correlation. You see there, that's exactly similar as Aster with even more volatility. I think that there is a lot of more volatility on this one. Yeah, I think we are bullish on hype. You see the bullish katana on the H4. You see the daily view. We have a clean consolidation around the Tenkan Kijun here. That's often a good point. Lagging span break above the downtrend on the H4. Close. We are free to move upward. I think that we have a bullish setup for Aster, for hype. I have likely 10% target before to see the next big resistance, but we can also feel the gap of the previous huge move downward. So yeah, we are likely on a K demand zone for the long term. We are done 45%, say 65, wow, on this week, so that's insane. And if you look at the, yeah, 50% fib, you see, so the market levels and market reaction are often, very often, so most of times, reacting on solid play, solid level. So as long as we hold on above the 34, yeah, $34, this is the 50% fib right there. So I will put it in purple because I like to keep the same. And you have the golden pocket right there. Yeah, that's better. So if we are above 34.5, then I think that same as Aster, we have some bullish room can be until the $50, but we have a huge yeah, likely a sell zone. That's still a 10% yeah move, so that's a good spot for a long, I think. Of course, this is not a financial advice. Play like this. Yeah, you see AVP, so the volume profile like this. I think we can wait for lower retest because we are still very neutral and under big level on the daily. So I think that a good bullish setup here will be, yeah, an entry around 37.5 on the AVP VAL on the 15 minute. A possible stop loss under 34.5, yeah, to avoid a fake move inside this zone. And if we hold up, can be, yeah, something like this. Might be you have a fake retracement here because we moved higher. So most of time when you have such a bottom like that, if price reintegrate the main trend, most of time you can't see here on this example, but on the higher time frames, that's a tips I learned. You can have an uptrend, boom, when you have one sharp retracement, when you form the new low here, and when you reintegrate the trend, then most of times, oftenly, you can see the trend acting again as price support. So that can be the case in this example if, as I expect, we can see further growth inside the green zone. So this trend could act as bottom to push prices higher, because we are likely to enter in a new uptrend, as I explained here, with possible 47, 50 and $43 can be a good area for sell. So yeah, chart does not look bad for a bullish correction on hype, so hyper liquid. Like Aster also, it makes sense to see the same chart correlated, so that's cool. So yeah, so that's my pick. And if we print, you see the Shinku head here, so if we close the H4 above 39 or something like this, then yeah, that will be good for further price increase. And as long as we are above 35.5 on the H4, that's good. And if we break under, then you have the 33 and likely the 28, 27 as a lower huge bottom. But for now, I can say very neutral on the daily, but short term looks good for retracement. So that's my my pick for this one. No, I'm not Chinese. You don't find my accent. No, I'm from French frog. Je suis français. Yes, Ahmed. Ok. Cliquez sur Aster. LONC. Wow, this coin is still alive. Ok. Okay, for Aster. So same, you have consolidation, so neutral for Aster right now. MLN still waiting for some bullish reaction around this green box, likely. Which one next, please? Thanks. Yes, exactement. Unnameable, yeah. Et de rien, c'est le taf. On fait le taf, hein, de toute manière, on est là, hein, toujours présent. Avec un win rate très élevé. Donc c'est pour ça que ça fait le taf. Des analyses qui sont cohérentes à chaque fois, quasiment. Donc, yeah, Chainlink, maybe, yeah, okay. That's my long-term pick on Chainlink. Very neutral. We are also, yeah, one thing, we are in a very difficult market phases. There is a lot of market indecision, very high volatility, lot of liquidation event, billion of liquidation on both sides, in long and in short. So it's even harder to stay focused and to keep good win rates on technical analysis. But if we are serious, not FOMO and only trust what we see, that can be the best things to do. Chainlink, yeah, doji on the weekly, support still holding, but pre-sign of breakout, that's very tricky. Weekly low is here. You have a huge demand zone here. So it's very tricky, this kind of chart, because if the support hold, you can see a huge price reversal. Yeah, likely for me. We got the previous huge breakout downward on the last liquidation event. That's the title of my stream. 20 billion liquidation for 65% of dump in few hours. That's absurd. We talk about Chainlink, a multi-billion dollar market cap. We don't talk about shitcoin. So that's why this is totally no sense to Chainlink. Yeah, for me, I think we are gonna see another dump. Very hard to say, but it looks like the short term we can, yeah, you see also this week here, this is not something to skip, because this kind of week mean that whales and big players knew that this level were very important, and they will also defend this zone if we dump lower. Of course, I will check the $15 if it's a big level. Yeah, likely. So it's very tricky because we are same as others alt in a very neutral area. We have a doji on the weekly. We have a lot of K support just below and a lot of resistances just above. So that's very tricky. At least I think we are gonna see, yeah, some dump, because the bull pressure is absent. We have no bull pressure right now. We are very neutral and under still many resistances. So this is very tricky. I think that this channel can play well before to see a reversal. So my opinion, as long as we are, yeah, I will give you the 2K resistances, 29, 19 and 20. So can be something like this, yeah, inside this downtrend channel before we see a reversal. And of course we can also dip lower because we are under big level on the daily. So that's very tricky. Honestly, I will tend to say, yeah, that's the K neutral box. You see the SSB here, this level, Kijun 50% fib here. So the price might be stuck inside this yellow zone, like others can be something like this for many days. So under 20 and 15, let's say 15, yeah, let's say, because as we saw, it can correspond to the channel trend. So this market is very, very hard to trade, because 1 hour can be bullish, next hour can be bearish, next day bullish. So that can be a good setup for me, because if Bitcoin dumped toward 100k, we can easily see this channel play well. So that can be a sideways phase on consolidation, but it can be a bearish channel as acting as a reversal bullish structure on the medium term. So what you can do is to keep an eye on this downtrend. If there is a rejection, we are likely gonna dump to a lower low here, okay. But as there is a lot of K support, I don't expect prices to fall like that, except if there is a huge liquidation event. But it already happened one time, so that's very hard to say. But likely for me, more bearish. I say bearish bias, short term, very neutral medium term, and long term, of course, you know, Chainlink, very bullish for the medium term. So even if we are, for me, I will do DCA, because even if price dump to $10, I will DCA, because I know the fundamentals are very, very strong, and that's a very safe asset for me to be in for the long term. But currently, yeah, there is no big pressure, lack of demand on the crypto adoption on many protocol, also on the DeFi. So we can see many weeks in red on the market, but long term, I call for a few years. I'm pretty sure that we are still very, very early, and maybe we are forming a bull pattern. If you look at the weekly view, because Chainlink fundamentals are so strong. Yeah. And you see the weekly. Why not to see something like this? If you look at the weekly. So seeing another dump at 15 or 40 or 30.6 seems to be very realistic, judging by the market fear, the market, the doji, the weekly close are very neutral. You see you see also the 10 can point here, meaning that the lagging span can go test this area. So very neutral. My bias, I will sum up, like most of altcoin. Short term, very tricky. If there is bull move, I think it's better to not FOMO, because we are gonna see another dump. And medium term, bearish for me, and long term, very bullish if you look at the fundamentals. Of course, I can't know about each altcoin, but that's can be a very realistic. Yeah, and you look at this. Yeah. So this is the green zone here, and this zone, but this zone, I don't think it will be. You see, wow, insane. We dumped on the last Black Swan event 66%. We touched almost the POC weekly, $7. That was a life chance to buy. And then prices jump back 120%. Whoa, I missed this dip, but we are likely here in a long-term accumulation play for Chainlink, and I think that once the whales will be finished to accumulate here, price is gonna catapult. Maybe it can be a cylinder pattern here. Why not? Because Chainlink is for me one of the most one of the greatest fundamental and utility token over among all the blockchain ecosystem with the Oracle plus cross-chain protocol for many things. Especially for institutional adoption and bank adoption using Chainlink protocol. So yeah. So that's my view. And if we hold above 14 on the weekly basis, I think that's a good play for the long term. Above 14, so that will be a good point to monitor for the long term. But yeah, if you look at the current chart, you can clearly see that we have to flip above this red zone. So as long as we are stuck under this red zone, we are likely gonna see a retest and consolidation on the lower green zone. So the chart is very clean. It makes sense for me to grab liquidities again on lower level, especially if Bitcoin is gonna nuke again. So seeing something like this make more sense than expecting for a breakout right now, as Bitcoin is bearish. Except if Chainlink provide a lot of huge news. Even if there is news, market adoption, global adoption is not ready yet. So there is a time for FOMO in long positions. There is a time to see some fear on the market, and here I think we are more likely in a very hard and indecision timing. Plus, fear is driving the market, as you can see, especially with the previous huge liquidation event. So most of people are not ready to buy right now, I think, except smart investors, which are doing DCA, meaning that you average your entry, and the long-term trend then is seeing a constant buy pressure. So that's why also the long-term often play much more well than the short-term, because you avoid the short-term noises. And that's what I can say for Link. So I did Aster, MLN, that's my bet, but it's still very risky. If you want to follow, you have to be, I think, patient, and we can also test the 7.7, yeah. So I will do DCA, but I think that this is a kind of token here that can do something like this. It's very realistic judging by the market structure and the Ichimoku chart I see. BNB, okay. So I got a message that you want to see BNB. I think it's an AI. MLN long to $12 possible. I think that can be my target if we are seeing some bull reaction. But again, I'm I like to trade with leverages. I like to not gamble, but I'm a good player, so I like to take some risk also. Of course, I average my position. But yeah, I think if we hold above this green zone or even 7.7, then we could see a huge other bull move entering in this one. But this is not a financial advice. If you want to play with me, please, you have to be agree with my line, and of course manage your risk and apply a strict risk management, because volatility here is very big, as you can see. Yeah, on each side. I can do BNB. I think so. Oh, that's why. That's my... Whoa. Did I post this one on BNB? I don't remember because I didn't chart this coin since many weeks. Last time I charted it, that was the July 30. Okay, I want to see because I chill BNB. It was much lower. I was still very bullish, but I didn't expect to see such a bull rally because I did not follow all the recent news on BNB. So my latest post was, yeah, likely this one, yeah. It was at, yeah, I called for BNB at 900, the October 9, right? That's it. No, September 10. September 10. I like to see, because it's important when you have, even if the charts are bad or good, I like to review it to learn and see the characteristic of my chart, because that's why I'm very good now teaching you my skills, because I review thousands of bad trade, thousands of good trade, and each time I noted the timing, the time zone, the coin, the targets, and I tried to understand why I was wrong, why I was good, and that's why I can avoid a lot of fake move, because if you review thousands of setups, then of course your knowledge increase, you enhance your skills, and that's why my win rates on my charts exceed 80, sometimes 90%, yeah, over time. I said 10. Oh, that was insane. So the 10th September we were here, and also you can learn with me. It's over, because I think some of you also saw this chart I shared. Let's go. BNB, you see that was the H4 view I like to play. That was the H4 view. We'll keep it on this side, and after that I will check the chart. So, whoa, insane. You see, that's why people love my chart, because I never delete one content. Even if I lose, I don't care. The market will be here tomorrow, you will be alive tomorrow, you will have thousands of other opportunities. The goal of trading for me is to improve yourself, to improve your risk management, because it's a full-time job for me. So this is not like you go to casino, you expect to earn something. No, if you want to be profitable in trading, you have to know, to learn that it's a full-time job. So you can't risk all your life saving, all your money in one trade. That's not possible, except if you have 1000k income daily, but yeah, so that's why people love to see my chart. And see one more time. So the 10th September, we were here exactly. Look what happened. That's crazy. This is the same triangle here. You see? This is exactly the same. We pumped from 900. I call for 1k. It has been easily touched. Whoa, that's insane. And I can see it because Ichimoku, you see, triangle bullish pattern. We got the Ichimoku bullish katana, breakout, lagging span, exit of the cloud, consolidation. So this is almost the same scenario every time, every fucking time. This is the same scenario. So why you want to chase sometimes some shit coin that are moving with hype, when you can have a safe asset with billion market cap moving with good psychology? So that's sometimes much easier to play con like this. And you know, I'm a kind of gambler, so I like to also share my setup on many altcoins with a lot of volatility and no utility, like memcoin or so. But I can tell you that this kind of charts are the best to trade because they much more respect your line than the coin that are moving 100% per day with a solid hype. So yeah, so I hope you took BNB on my call because the gain was insane from 900 to 1004. Okay, that's insane. I used to have on my wallet 1,000 of BNB in the past. I traded this coin at some pennies at the beginning of Binance. That's absurd. You can imagine that I traded this asset. It was in 2017. I traded this coin. It was here. It was not even at 10 pennies. So you can't imagine. Whoa, that's absurd. I traded this. It was at I think it was even before the Binance. Yeah, I remember it was at few pennies. I don't know when, but it was traded something here at 0.5 or so. That's absurd. I used to have. Whoa, that's why. If you look at the long-term play, that's why I often tell to people, if you want to spend hours to learn trading, then you have to fail 100 of times before being successful, because there is no magic money on trading. This is the hardest job on the world, and you can success one time out of 10, maybe one time because you are lucky, but if you want to be successful over 10 years, over 1 year, then you have to apply rules. That's risk management, rules, and focus on saving your capital and not increasing the risk. That's it. BNB, if I see you clean, I think everyone is seeing the same here. Very neutral, you can see it immediately. Lagging span from the top to the low, top, yeah. So there is literally no price direction on BNB right now. After all, the global trend remain still very bullish on the monthly. So viewers are still very active. That's what I can say on the monthly. That's a very good point. You see the Kumo still moving very bullish, very tiny, so meaning that this is not a fake trend. The trend is very safe, so you have a constant bull pressure over time, and you don't have a one-time FOMO event, then a big retracement. Okay, so that's a safe trend. So this is likely not a coin to short, even if Bitcoin is gonna dump, because the trend is very clean. Likely you see the parabolic move here. The uptrend is very strong, but very sharp also. When you have a sharp trend like that, you often have a sharp retracement. Yeah, it happened, 25, 40. But for now, it feels more like we are just check me. It's very tricky because we are at the middle of a macro structure, exactly at the middle of a big move. Exactly as Bitcoin, as explained, the price is consolidating above the K pivot bullish point before to see another bull wave. So what I can say is likely this range is a bull consolidation rather than a bearish consolidation because of the monthly structures. So as long as for me we are above the green box, we can have some other bullish vibes. But currently we are very neutral. So I think more about to see a pump rather than a dump. But everything can happen because we are very neutral. There is clearly no direction on the market. And I will chart the fib likely from this low and this low. But if you see the real, I like to, some people trade the Fibonacci level, but they don't know how to place it. You can clearly see that the bullish wave started from this bottom here, and the real breakout started here. So for me, the good place to set your fib is not here, but it's from this uptrend start. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know that it's working well. And you see exactly we got liquidity move, liquidity trap here on the golden pocket. So it feels like BNB. That's the hardest chart I see right there because oh, is it a diamond pattern? Maybe no. I'm checking if there is some kind of diamond pattern structures because we have the top, we have the low. This is not my favorite pattern because I don't chart it often. Yeah, some people are very much more skilled with me than me to see it. But I know that when you have a kind of top, it's not visible here. Yeah, like this, when you have a kind of top right there and a huge low right there, you are likely forming a kind of diamond pattern. But I don't see. Okay. No, okay, my bad. So that's not working here. Tell me if you see some kind of structure on Binance Coin, BNB, because sometimes it's very hard to chart this coin. That's very tricky. Yeah, I think it's here. You see, up. Yeah. The kind of diamond pattern. So do you think this range is gonna break by the downside or by the upside? I don't want to give you advice here because honestly I don't know. We are still neutral and we can correct lower, but the main trend is still bullish, so I set up the K level. Same as Chainlink. We have no K level before at least 10% of dump. Yeah, so we can easily dump lower. We can also consolidate for more time before seeing another pump likely to happen because we can break here or break above, but I think so this is not a time for buying because if you look at the daily, we are under the 50% fib. And if we break under 1000, then that will be a trend reversal, a long-term trend reversal. yeah, that's possible to visit once again. Yeah, I think, yeah, can be a very realistic setup for me, because we are still under consolidating under key resistances. Likely to see something like this. Up, I will show you. So as the monthly trend is very bullish, I guess that most of dips are gonna be big. So could see something like this. Up can be a very good demand zone here on the uptrend. 980, 1000k can be a very good demand zone. You have also the uptrend here, and what we can do is to observe and wait for this demand zone acting as case support before to see then bullish reaction, likely to pump toward, yeah, higher resistances. But currently, same, we are very neutral, bearish bias because of the market structures under key resistances. So this is, honestly, I chart it with you, but this is typically, oui, je suis français, will die, yes. This is typically this kind of chart, like the others I showed you, that are very tricky to trade because of the time zone, the time frames, and the market timing. So yeah, can be a setup like this, or if we consolidate above the red zone, then we can expect 1240, 1260, yeah. But for now, it's 50-50. I don't have any direction. And if you have good setup, don't hesitate to show me, because yeah, sometimes I like to chart a coin because I have a clean direction. Sometimes I want to be prudent, to be cautious, because I know that everyone would love to see some green vibe, but that's very, very tricky, very not good to play this, because if you enter maybe in 10 leverage, you can see, I don't know, you can see up or down. So yeah, I prefer to take a long position on red, on support, but surely not at the middle of the move like this, or at least maybe scalping the range, or the top, range low or range top. But no. Let's see if MLN, keep an eye on this one, if MLN is gonna explode. I hope so, but the chart looks good. We are clearly forming a reversal. Whoa, that's insane. Whoa, that's so clean. You see, guys? Oh la la, MLN risk potential is insane, because for me that move was not a fake one. So if I'm right, 50% correction, we can then easily gonna slash this high, because that's a macro. You see, that's insane. If we successfully retest this 225 days K resistance, previous resistance, if we successfully retest this, it means that we are gonna change the long-term trend. And if bulls are, as I expect, making a wall bottom here, then we can see another explosive vibe like we saw here. And I'm confident because the previous move I shared does not look like a fake move, because you see that was a clean breakout of the cloud. There was no liquidity trap with such kind of candle like this. How can I chart it? Like this one, yeah. Hop. So you don't add. We don't saw a very large week. So FOMO bull. We don't saw a large FOMO bull, and then just the day after or the hours earlier, then sharp retracement. We saw like this. That was a clean uptrend, as you can see here. Okay, until this key resistance right there, and then we started the correction. So we still had few days, few hours of time to took this move. So if it was a fake move, it's often happen in 1 hour, one big pump, then exit of liquidities. So here, judging by the market structures on MLN, and if bulls are consolidating here, and maybe the 0.786 fib, yeah, golden pocket, and lower fib, but I don't know. But I think at some point this one is gonna fly again. But very tricky, so don't risk to follow it if you are not agree with my line, because this one, if we break the support, we can see another big move on the downside. But yeah, if I'm right, the risk reward can be very, very huge on this one. So this is not a financial advice, guys. And I think that's it for today. Yeah, I think we are good. 1 hour 20 minutes stream. I did few altcoin. I hope you enjoy the chart. You learn something from my charts, because my goal also is to teach you some setups, something. Yeah, then you can apply what I explain you, because among a lot of KOL, I think I have a very high success rate, and I'm very transparent with you. I don't share. Sometimes of course I can share a very bad chart. It happens. It's trading, but most of times my charts works very well if you are patient. And also I never delete any bad content, so everything you see on my social media is transparent. And so yeah, there is much more good chart and accurate view than bad one. So that's why also you love to see my job, yeah, I can say. So if you have some question, I can take few minutes to answer, so don't hesitate to post, to share with me. And I will end the live. Also, you can join my trading groups for free access in bio. You have a link to subscribe with the bot. Everything is 100% free. Okay, so in my trading group, that's a private one, I share. I'm live with you every day, so you have a live support, chat, trading chart channel, and some setup. I post some setup with key resistance, key level, and I give my opinion if there is bullish or bearish vibes also. And I answer your question on live every day, so that's cool. Plus, I also give my long-term market sentiment. I share some long-term bets, like low cap, medium term cap, in which I have a lot of confidence for the bull run. Something like BNB, yeah. I feel always upset, always sad to see that I missed $1 million of gain. So I used to trade also Ethereum at something like $10. Chainlink, I had $1 million of Chainlink at 10 pennies. And yeah, that's so sad. I remember my brother had, we calculate, my brother BNB wallet would have been $200 million if we just hold what we had, what he had in the past. But now we can say that we are poor compared to what we could have made. So that's why you should always have a long-term vision and invest your gain, invest your energy on learning rather than trading if it's not your job, because trust me, you will lose more in trading short-term than focusing on the long-term. And that's it. And that's why exchange are making money. It's like casino. They are making money because of losing of traders, liquidity inflow, fees, and liquidation. So think about this. So yeah, protect your capital, play smart, and wish you the best for the next. And see you soon. Thank you, and see you. And I will give you my link access in YouTube before closing the stream up and here. Let's go. And see you soon. Bye bye. Thank you.